So I'm going to be replacing this battery. There's actually a new one already in here, but I'm just going to kind of show you. I'll do a little bit on the testing. Probably easier just to, if you're not sure, just take it like AutoZone. Just get it tested, make sure. Mine was, I was getting alerts from my Ford app saying that the remote capabilities were being turned off because of low battery. I'll show you kind of how I tested. You can see my battery voltage was pretty low. But again, I'm going to show you how I take it off, replace it. Usually want to drive around about 20 minutes after replacing it at a decent RPM, 1,000, 1,500, I think I've seen, just to recharge it, and then reset the battery management system, the BMS on that as well, so you don't get the little light on there anymore. One note: when you go to get a new battery, if you have two cars, it's the best that we can take it with you, because they actually give you, it's like $15, $20 depending where it goes. That money back, they call it a core charge. You get that back. If you can't, you just have to go there, come back, get the new one, take it back. This is a 2018 Ford F150 XLT. From what I've seen, it actually works on several other models, or pretty similar. But again, you just want to check. It's pretty easy. They can tell you what it is. Make sure the cold cranking amps are the same, and then the form factor of it. In my specific example, this is H648, but it's pretty visible on there. Otherwise, you can ask them at the parts store. Most of them have a way of looking it up. So I'm just going to do some basic testing here, just kind of look around, make sure I see any corrosion. This all looks good. Nothing's loose. Just trying to determine if it's the battery or it's alternator or something else simple, or is it really the battery going bad. So I just tested it out here. It's been sitting for a while. It wasn't running. So the voltage is a little bit low. I'll show a chart a little bit later, which it should be, but it should be higher than this. At least 12.5, 12.6, something like that. But again, then I tried it with the alternator, or the car running, so the alternator is putting out good voltage, so it's most likely not the alternator that's not being able to charge it, so it probably is the battery. So I drove it around a little bit, charged it up a little bit better, then again do a visual inspection on it. I don't see any loose wires, anything like that. And then after running it, I'm going to test it. So the voltage came out a little bit higher, but you can see it dropped really quickly just sitting there. So it most likely is the battery. Okay, you can take it to the car parts store. Anybody, they can do a load test really for you and just see if it really is the battery. But most likely that's what it is, because I was getting alerts from the app as well. So here's just an example chart just showing you what the voltage is or should be for a good battery. Okay, so get the battery out. There's a 8mm right here, and then there's terminals right here, and that's 10mm to get those off. Of course, I can't find my 3/8, so I got two different ones, but I'm going to disconnect the battery first here using the 10mm. Just want to get it up just so it starts getting loose, like you can see that. And be careful, this is obviously positive. You don't want it to sit and touch anywhere that's grounded with a negative. Try to get up here so it's not touching anything. All right. Open this right here, get this off again, same 10mm. And then again, to release it, so you see the battery's tough in place, won't move. And that's when you get the 8mm down here. Probably get an extension on this, probably a little better, but yeah, I did get annoyed with it, so I went and got an extension here. See, this guy has quite a few threads on it. This is the piece that holds it down, so it looks like this edge right here is what holds down on this side of the battery. So I'm just going to pull it out. This has it looks like an insulation or something around it. Mine's a little bit torn up. Might need to get another one. Grab these handles right here. Then I'm going to take this, because you get a core charge, so you get the money back when you buy a new one. Okay, so now I put it back in. It's just the reverse of this. I'm just going to drop it in place and try to get the terminals out of the way. It's not too bad. Make sure it's seated in the right place. Make sure I got that in place before I start securing the terminals. You can see it's nice and solid. One terminal here, or covering the terminal, and then there might be a black or green one on the negative. And it has this antioxidant grease just put on here just to keep it from corroding and also just not giving a good connection. So I'll put the negative one back on first. Not much to it. Just make sure it's nice and secure. I don't want to over torque these too much. See, as I move it, the post is moving and that's not moving at the same time. So I think it's in. And when you put the positive on, you might get a spark, but depending on what's going to be drawing a little bit of current. So just try to get it on quick as possible. Not too bad. Just make sure it's seated all the way down here. I'm going to tighten this one down as well. If you don't use your wires to pull it, just I'm holding on to the most solid part, the actual connection here, and just verifying. All right, that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to go inside, just check it, and then reset the BMS just to make sure it's working correctly. So I'm gonna, after turning it on, I didn't start the engine, but you can see that little battery. So I'm gonna do this reset of the battery management system. So what it is, you flash the lights 5 times, and then you press the brake 3 times, and that's supposed to reset it. So you can see I'm flashing. You see the little blue there showing on the right that I'm flashing it, and you can't see, but I'm stepping on the brake 3 times. And then you just wait for a few seconds. I don't remember how much long. It wasn't very long. And then that red battery should start blinking. I think it blinked 3 or 4 times, and then it gets solid, and then you know that it reset itself. So now I'm going to just try to start the car just to see if it has the cranking amps to do it. It should, depending on how it was stored. As you can see, obviously by the RPMs, the truck started up, and that battery light went away. Everything seems to be okay. I'm not seeing any errors here. Everything's lighting up. I looked over at the console. That started and connected at CarPlay. The air was actually blowing out. So at this point, everything looked okay and that it was reset properly. I drove it around a little bit. And you can see the voltage is much better now. Goofball me. I have the leads backwards, so it showed negative, but it's fine. I still got the right voltage. So you should drive it around for about 20 minutes. Yep, thumbs up. And that should charge it enough for to be fixed.